Welcome to the first meeting of the Long Island Gay Parent Teachers Association. Tonight we are making history here on Long Island, here at the Center at Garden City, as this is the first Gay Parent Teachers Association in the entire country. So I think we should give a round of applause to everyone. I'd like to introduce everyone who is on our panel here this evening. And I'm David Kilnick. I'm the CEO of the Long Island GLBT Services Network, and we're an association of 5 nonprofit groups, including LIGALY, Long Island Gay and Lesbian Youth, the Long Island GLBT Community Center, SAGE Long Island, Services and Advocacy for GLBT Elders Long Island, the East End Gay Organization, and Equality Long Island. And to my left is Christine Kryjak, who is our Suffolk County Chairperson for the Long Island Gay PTA. Let's give Christine a round of applause. And to my right is Laurie Scheinman, the Nassau County Chairperson for the Long Island Gay PTA. So what we're going to do this evening is talk a little bit about the goals and the mission of our PTA, how we're going to accomplish this, and then we want to have a dialogue with everyone here to talk about what is really happening out in the schools, what are the needs that parents and teachers have, and how can that be met through our Long Island Gay PTA, and really focus in on some of the obstacles out there that are not that we're not able to meet right now because maybe these issues aren't addressed through local school district PTAs, and how our Long Island Gay PTA will actually be complementing all the PTAs that exist and working together. So we have a short PowerPoint here, which will let's see if this works. Oh, it does. Okay. So what we have is the Long Island Gay. I'm going to stand up. Because I can't read behind me. So what we have here is that the Long Island Gay PTA, or the Long Island G-PTA, is a group of parents and teachers who are dedicated to effecting, so if there are any English teachers here, don't correct us, to effecting change in their schools so GLBT youth can reach their full potential. Now, most parent-teacher association groups, in fact, if you look on the National PTA website, you will see that a PTA's main goal is so that every child can reach their full potential. And the reason why one of the reasons why we have started the Long Island Gay PTA was because many of you up here, have come to us as parents and educators and have said that enough is enough, and we need to address the issues that are blocking our young gay and lesbian kids from reaching their full potential. And that is the institutional heterosexism, homophobia, and transphobia that exist, and that most of these issues are not being addressed on the PTA level right now. So that is the Long Island Gay PTA mission, which falls in line with really any PTA, except that we're making sure that GLBT youth are now included in the conversations and in the resulting, perhaps, actions and policies that may be, and directives that may be taken. So, our goals are to ensure the formation of gay-straight alliance clubs in every single Long Island middle and senior high school. Now, I know there's folks out here who are doing work in their schools right now and are advising some of those clubs, and but you know, there are 100. How many do we have now? 107, something like that. 107 gay-straight alliance clubs across Long Island, and that's a lot. That is a lot comparative to what we're seeing in the rest of the country. However, there are still, I would say, more than a majority, like 90-some-odd% of middle schools that do not have a gay-straight alliance club, and that there are still a good number of high schools who do not have gay-straight alliance clubs. So the Long Island G-PTA is going to do work to ensure that every single school has a gay-straight alliance club in their school, middle and senior high school. Another goal, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, is to implement curriculum changes in all school districts that will include information about GLBT history, including the GLBT civil rights movement and our leaders, and its leaders, such as Long Island's own Harvey Milk. Now, I know when I was speaking with some folks that they didn't realize that Harvey Milk grew up on Long Island. Not only did he grow up on Long Island, but he graduated Bayshore High School, where our other community center is. So that part of history, especially here on Long Island, when we have a civil rights leader that fought for the rights of LGBT people, particularly teachers. I don't know how many people know that. That he fought for the right of LGBT folks to be, teachers to be open and in their schools because they were discriminated against and fired in the California school districts. That information is not included in our history. Now, some people think that this information should be taught in sex education classes. I mean, if they even believe in sex education. And when we're talking about Harvey Milk should be talked about in the same manner that we talk about other civil rights leaders. Harvey Milk is obviously was openly gay, and in terms of talking about his contributions to society, that doesn't belong in a sex education class. That belongs in a history class, in a social studies class. And it's real important to show how many LGBT folks have contributed to significant moments in our history. And also, when we're talking about such people as Walt Whitman, we have no problem naming a mall for him in Huntington, but we certainly have a problem of talking about that he was gay. So there are a lot of Long Island influences that have contributed so much to our history, and we want to see those curriculum changes take place. And then also, one of the other goals is to provide cultural competency training to faculty and parent groups across Nassau and Suffolk counties, and that is to make sure that, that all parent groups and certainly all faculty groups receive the cultural competency and sensitivity training. What that means, I'm sure many of you have either conducted the trainings yourselves or have been a part of it, is to learn more about LGBT youth, to learn more about what LGBT youth are really facing in the schools, and to give people the skills to be able to make our schools safer, so we work together. And lastly, the other goal of our PTA is to activate a comprehensive support network for parents.